Hey guys, Avery here, and today we are going to jump into the NBA draft. We are with our Anchorage Lumberjacks as we try and make Alaska have an NBA team. So we are going to definitely jump in. As we last episode, we were able to acquire the expansion draft. We were also able to acquire our staff and kind of move into the first process that is the Lumberjacks. A lot of different scouting prospects we are about to enter, and we definitely going to be looking to try and acquire one of these top 3 people with the 4th overall pick. But if we can't, we will definitely move on, as RJ Barrett is 19, Jay's 19, and Zion's 19. It's definitely somebody to build on in the future, but they might not fall to. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what happens, guys. If you didn't join this last time, definitely go back and watch. But the Phoenix Suns had the first pick, and of course they're going to pick up Zion Williamson. That's going to be a scary team. Ayton, Zion, and Booker. You're talking about a NBA caliber championship team. The Knicks get the 2nd pick. They pick up RJ Barrett. So definitely one of those choices that we were looking at getting just went off the board. Of course, he's very athletic. So the Knicks kind of get a consolation prize as Jay goes off with the 3rd pick, the Hornets, and the Superstars are off the board. So we are going to look at trading some players away, acquiring some picks that we picked up in the expansion. So let's kind of see what we can do. I want to really pick up a lot of different picks in this round and other drafts as well. As you see, Tristan Thompson, we can trade him. Damian Jones, I don't think this is really a great deal, especially with Damian Jones being so young. First and a 2nd, that's not too bad. A first next year, definitely looking for something this year. First next year, top 3. So I mean, we can definitely pick up some extra picks in the future. It looks like 2nd round, pick number 38, Anthony Milton. It looks like that's a pretty decent trade offer. So that is the one we're going to go with because, as y'all know, the top of the 2nd round, they still have a lot of players that you can develop into absolute superstars. We're going to go ahead and make that trade. I know Damian Jones, he's young, but I believe we can kind of find somebody in the draft, or we can sign somebody in free agency. And this is just the way that I end up doing a lot of the times. I go ahead and do the expansion draft and then trade away all my players because you can pick up so many different picks that way. Cody Zeller, he's older. Again, guys, I don't think this is somebody that we can build our team around, especially when you can get a 1st and 2nd round from the Clippers, and it looks like we can get another top round pick from the Atlanta Hawks. So we would have like the 34th, the 35th, and the 38th, which, you know, that's a lot of different talent right through there. And it looks like that's probably going to be our better option. Oh wow. Number 1 pick in the 21 draft and the 22nd draft for Terrence Jones and Cody Zeller. It's Golden State. I think that's, about the time when they're not going to be Golden State anymore. So definitely, I think that is going to be a better option. It kind of gets rid of 2 players. They're both aged up a little bit more, and it gives us new talent in the future. So we're going to definitely let's see if we can't get a pick from them this draft as well. They want a 2019 2nd round, and they're going to give up. So I don't see why we would trade that. So let's go ahead and just do this right here and continue to kind of see what we can get for these guys. Again, we haven't found our 1st round pick yet, and I think that's kind of what we're looking for, especially in this draft. But with the expansion draft not being so set up, I believe we Oh wow, guys, look at this. I know he's not a pick, but 85 overall. He's 25 years old. Steven Adams, he's a good rebounder. Oh look, and then we also have another first-round pick with Andre Iguodala. So we could pick up a late-round pick, but we would have to give up our pretty much right afterwards, 4 picks away. So we're only moving up 4 picks, and then we're swapping players. I just can't see making that, especially when Steven Adams is, he's 25, he's 85 overall. We're not going to find somebody at the end of the first round at an 85. And we just have to give up 2 Kentucky players. So I'm definitely going to make this trade. And he's going to be one of the players that stay. I know a lot of you guys will ask me why I don't look to try and trade him and see what I can do with it, but just to see what's out there, let's definitely look, because if we get into a top 10 pick, you're talking about something different. Oh wow, if he didn't only have the 1-year deal, and I know that he goes into free agency next year, we would definitely trade this just to kind of get younger. But it looks like they're giving us first-round picks from Utah in the next couple years, but that just doesn't make a lot of sense, especially since we can use Steven Adams at least for a year before we trade him. I know he has kind of a big contract, but we can definitely use him pretty well. It looks like the Pelicans are willing to give me a first-round pick in 20 and 21, so it's something to kind of look at the end of next season. But I think he's somebody I want to keep on to. Steven Adams he's excellent. He's got 15 badges. He's a really good rebounder, and he's young, so we're definitely going to keep on to him. Let's look at what Doug McDermott can do. They're going to give us a first round. Don't know if I want to go ahead and take that up. Looks like the Clippers will give me a first round too. Looks like Utah will give me a first round, and then the Pelicans are willing to. Well, I don't really want to give up picks, so let's see here. But I am okay with acquiring a first-round pick for top 3 protector from the Jazz. Top 3 protector. I think the Jazz are going to be a worse team, so let's go ahead and get that pick. Setting us up for the future. Langston Galloway. Let's see what we can do with him. Again, guys, we're just trying to acquire picks, whether it be in the future or this draft. We can always sign people in free agency to build our team, and I think that's kind of the best way to do it, at least in my opinion. I know a lot of people play the game differently. I just like to acquire the picks and really kind of start young and kind of build off that. It looks like Portland's going to give us a first round of 21. That would give us 3 overall picks in 21. But we could acquire the number 37 and then Kristana. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Nashville pick. I want to take that away from them because they could become kind of dangerous if they are able to get somebody good. So we are going to look for a first round pick. If that doesn't happen, I'm just going to go ahead and trade for something like this, 2 second rounds. And I know we're kind of acquiring Golden State's going to give us the first and their second pick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Wow, talking about luck of the draw. DeAnthony Melton, he's really young. He's got a 1-year contract. If I don't see a lot, he might be somebody I keep on to just as a backup. And it don't look like he has a lot of offers, so I'm just going to keep on to him. Solomon Hill, he's got too much cap space. $12 million for somebody that's aging and isn't going to provide a lot for this team. I think is just too much to ask for. The Lakers are going to be offering a 22 and 23 second round pick. I don't know, another second round pick for this year. Again, at the top of the draft. So you're looking at like us having 5 or 6 picks at the top of the draft. I don't want to overdo it too much. I kind of want to build for the future, so I think these 2 picks from the Lakers kind of give us the best option here. And then I believe that will be all, as Steven Adams and Melton seem to be the only players that are going to stay on our draft, or not draft, but on our roster. So let's go and see what we can do. It looks like Darius Garland, Langford, Hayes, Hunter, Hero still there. So let's see what we can do with this overall pick. See if we can't trade down and to like the 6th. Oh, there we go. So the 6th spot. Of course, the player that we were talking about in our last one, Batum, is there with $25 million. Ooh, wow. You know, Jay Morant from the Hornets. I had to give up a 2nd round in 23. He's obviously one of the better players in the draft, and I think that might be something that we look at doing, because I only have to give up an extra pick. So the Atlanta Hawks right now, they make a lot of sense to me, and the Hornets make a lot of sense to me. Jay Morant, really good player. Murray State, he's out of Kentucky. I don't see why we don't go ahead and do this. I know he's one of the players that we were definitely looking at. And if you look at trading down to Atlanta Hawks, I think we're looking at somebody more along the lines of Tyler Hero or Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter. So I think looking at going ahead and getting Jay would be the better option here, especially with him being marked as the 3rd overall pick. He has beeps across the board, A's. I think this just makes a lot of sense for us. Steve Francis, an all-star. His floor is a starter, so not bad at all. Unselfish and skilled ball distributor, which makes it he's a good point guard. Makes a few occasional mistakes. That's anybody, any point guard can make mistakes. Drive the lane and score, and potential to be the next big superstar. I think this makes a lot of sense for us. They're saying Kobe White. I don't see us being better with him, so I am going to go ahead and make this trade. So our team, the 2 superstars so far, will be Steven Adams and Jay Morant. It makes a lot of sense, and we are going to go ahead. Well, let's see if we can't go ahead and get a pick out of them as well. Let's see if we can't pick up this 23. Okay, now they want a 22 first round, a 20 first round, and they will give me Kelly Olynyk. So that's just too much. I think I'm going to go ahead and just make this trade. Wow. Okay, let me just go ahead and exit out and go back in. So Jay Morant gets moved from the Hornets to Alaska. Talk about 2 different sides of the U.S. And the Hornets come back in and they pick Kobe White. So the Stars are up now, and they're going to be the people that we kind of match up against. They pick Jackson Hayes, which makes a lot of time. So seems like he's gone ahead and they picked up. Oh, Tyler Hero goes to Atlanta. A lot higher than what he was in the actual draft, but he has been on fire in the summer league. 23 points in 23 minutes makes a lot of sense. Somebody that the Atlanta Hawks can definitely build around, especially with a lot of first round picks. And then DeAndre Hunter, so they definitely, Tyler Hero gets paired with DeAndre Hunter. That's a good start for the Atlanta Hawks. I think that's going to be somebody that they definitely build around this too. And let's see what the Celtics do with their 3 picks. They pick Cam Johnson, somebody that we scouted, somebody that we were going to look at, but he doesn't even get out of the top 10. He goes immediately after DeAndre Hunter. and the Celtics pick him up. The Pelicans are going to go ahead and get Darius Garland, which he fell quite a bit, but I believe he was injured, and it just makes a lot of sense. And he's probably lucky that he even got in the top 10. Brandon Clark, power forward out of Gonzaga, a good one for the Celtics. They're in rebuild mode clearly. And Romeo Langford, so they pick up a shooting guard out of Indiana, not bad. I want to try and play at least the first round, and then I will skip most of it. But I do want to, at least let y'all know where these players went. As Culver went to the Nets. Through the second round, I will simulate to our user pick. I just wanted to be able to go ahead and do the draft and see where everybody went. As the Heat go ahead and pick Kevin Porter Jr. Really good. Looks like he's definitely turning the corner, and it's going to be a good replacement for Dwayne Wade. And the Wizards pick up Hachimura. He had a good season. Definitely somebody you're going to look at. Ty Jerome goes to the Spurs. Somebody that can step in the hole that Manu left. And then the power forward from France goes to the Pacers. Yes, I'm not even going to attempt that name. I'm going to butcher the hell out of that name. So, and then Alexander Walker goes to the Atlanta Hawks. So they pick up a point guard, a shooting guard, and a shooting forward. And they're going to be a team to watch as a playoff contender as well. The Magic pick up Goga. I love this name, but I cannot pronounce it. Y'all will learn that from me. I'll give it my best attempt, but it might not happen. PJ Washington goes to the Bulls. So it looks like they pick up somebody that they can fit. The Boston Celtics have another first round pick, and they pick up Grant Williams. So 4 players in the first round. Seems like they're in rebuild mode. Still have Gordon Hayward, but Nasir Little, he goes to the Jazz. And it looks like everybody is happy there. I really like the fact that they kind of they build stories for the prospects. As the shooting forward out of Auburn goes to the Hornets, and you can kind of see it kind of builds the story. And I really like that. There's players that are injured, they're ridden with injuries. There's players that, will play one season and then play not well one season, which it makes it more like real life, and it kind of gives you the control of things. And I think that's one of the great things about the sports games is being able to control the teams and build the teams the way that you want them. As Bruno goes to the Spurs with the 25th pick, and we are coming up on our last first round pick that we got from Golden State. And Keldon Johnson definitely was somebody that I was going to be looking at to pair with Jay. I seen that he was still on the board, but he goes off the board as well. So I don't know who's still going to be here, but we definitely will have a good option at the end of this first round, as it seems like a lot of different picks have moved around and a lot of different teams have moved around. And oh my god, the Celtics have had, 5 picks in the first round now. So they can get a whole starting 5 from this draft alone, as Carson Edwards goes to the Bucks to replace Bledsoe, and I think that's going to be a good pick. And Jordan Poole goes to the Celtics, and then the Cavaliers, not the Celtics, sorry guys. And then the Celtics pick a center from Serbia, so they went post a lot. It looks like they're trying to rebuild that. They have a lot of different guards that they can kind of build around. And then the Lumberjacks are at 32, so let's look at the mock draft and see what they had drafted up for the Warriors. Carson Edwards, he definitely went off the board a couple picks earlier, so he's not going to be there. So we can definitely look and see who's still there, and then look as well as kind of to see what we can do to kind of trade. Um, so Kizi Okapali, he's still there, but he's 69 overall. It don't look like he's going to be somebody that is going to be overall right now ready to go. He averaged 19 points last year, which is why they're looking at it at first round grade, but he's also somebody that I think we could pick up in the second round for fairly cheaper than what this is. So he's not going to be somebody that I'm going to look at. Horton Tucker, 72 overall. Ceilings JJ Redick. Looks like he has the ability to drive. He's one of the most athletic players in the draft. Looks like he has good potential. Jump shot from 3-point range is a big question mark with this guy. So now I'm kind of confused. He's 18. He's like JJ Redick, but he can't hit a 3, which is a little different. Average 15 points. He has good overall athleticism and potential. 3 badges. So somebody that we're definitely going to look at there. And then we had the power forward out of Florida State. He's 21. I just don't think he's going to be. And plus, look at that name, guys. Do y'all think I can say that the entire series? As much as I might like this player, might like to pick him up, especially being next to Steven Adams, he would be protected. I can't do it. So Isaiah Roby, not too bad. Nicholas Claxton, not bad as well. Jalen Noel, coming out of Washington. I think our best bet here is probably going to be Horton Tucker, as he seems to be the slashing guard. He's young. He's 72 overall. Let's check out his potential, guys. See this. He's 3-point scoring. You clearly see that he needs some help there. He's got good athleticism, good potential. So yeah, I think Horton's going to be our pick here. Out of Iowa State, good pickup. And that ends the first round. Like I said, I am going to simulate and jump ahead so that it doesn't kind of drag out. I just wanted to be able to show the first round to let you all know where a lot of the major talent went to. Kizi Okapali goes. Somebody that we were going to look at to pick up with our second round pick ended up going off the board with the first pick. And then Nazarian Reed goes to the Hawks, as the Hawks kind of have owned this draft. They have definitely picked up a lot of different good players that can become superstars. As we come up with 3 picks in a row, that is just insane, guys. Let's look at some of these trade offers. So they're going to definitely try to trade us future picks. I just don't think, with our team being as bare as they are, I mean, look, 23, I mean, that's 4 years out, guys. I mean, that's just a long time to wait for those picks, especially when I can get somebody that's going to give me 4 years now and give it at a higher rate. Somebody like Admiral Schofield, he's still on the board. He's a B overall, B minus overall, sorry. So somebody that, somebody like that we're going to look at with these 3 picks. And this guy's still haunting me, the power forward from Florida State. I just can't do it. I want a power forward. I mean, look, he's the 8th position on the big board. He's the 9th on the big board down here. I mean, he's good, but like, I just don't know if I can do it. And Isaiah Roby, let's see how they match up. 13 points, 18 points. He's got pretty decent scoring. He's got good playmaking and defense. Isaiah Roby looks like he's definitely somebody that we're going to be looking at, as he's got way better stats than the power forward from Florida State. And then we have Claxton. Yeah, Isaiah Roby looks to be better there as well. We already picked up a shooting guard. I don't really want to load it up too much. Eric Paschal, somebody I'm definitely going to be looking at, especially when it comes to these 3 picks overall, to fill that swing forward spot. So let's see here. Let me know what y'all would do. You know, Bol still on there, a good face-up center, good blocker, somebody that can kind of come in behind Steven Adams. You know, we got a lot of different guys still on the board. As y'all remember, Brian Bowen's Louisville fiasco. I just don't think he's somebody that we're going to look at, especially with other players still being on the board. And then Zach Norvell, Charles Matthews. I mean, I don't know. Kai Bowman might be somebody we look at later on. Admiral Schofield ain't too bad. So I think with this overall, we're going to go ahead and pick Isaiah Roby. He seems to be the better power forward of everybody that's still available. Let's see what they say about him. Let's scout say. Zach Harper says, Roby recorded the highest vertical at the draft among the power forwards. So this guy can definitely jump. And that's what we're looking at. And then I think I kind of figured out that I want to go ahead and get Eric Paschal. He's out of Villanova. Alonzo G, is just sealing in this floor. Looks like he has the potential to be something huge. He's going to have a lot of weaknesses, but that's something we can kind of fix and work on as we go along. 17 points. I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick him. Gives us a different position, and I think it's something that we can go ahead and build on. And then we have another pick coming up, guys, and I'm really afraid that if I don't pick Admiral Schofield, he's not going to be here when I come back around. But Bol is definitely somebody that I think would be a good backup center for us with being only 19. So I am going to go ahead and choose Bol. Looks like he's got good blocking, good success, some promises of block shot blocker. Like I said, Steven Adams is a good rebounder. I think getting somebody like Bol to come in and block some shots would be good. So we definitely got bigger there. So let's go ahead and simulate to our next pick, and it looks like this is one of the last picks in the draft. So let me look here. So let's see who's still available. Jared Harper is available. Shamari Pons is available. Remember, we brought in Shamari Pons. He did pretty well. Jalen's available. He's younger. Kai Bowman. So it's definitely looking like a point guard is somebody. Oh, wait a minute. That's because I had it only on point guards. That would make a lot of sense. And like I said, it looks. Oh, Jalen McDaniels. I know a lot of people have picked him. A lot of people use him, and he can definitely develop into a good power forward. I just think there's too much talent left on the board at the point guard position, and that's something we addressed with Jay. But I think it's, again, somebody like Jordan Bone, not too bad. But whoever we get is going to be somebody that we are going to kind of train through the G League. And I don't know, Jared Harper looks like he hits the three with consistency. He's respectable. He's only 5'9". Gets to the basket. Looks like he's slow. Let's go over to their grades. Not too bad. Shamari Pons. He's not bad as well. He's got some good overall potential. And that's somebody that we're kind of looking for. We brought him in. He's somebody that we were targeting. Tyler Cook. So let's go ahead and look here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just pick up Shamari Pons. He's somebody that we brought in. He's somebody that I think we can develop in the G League and be a respectable option behind Jay. So with that kind of concludes our draft. Jay Morant gets picked up by the Hornets, but then he gets traded to us, and they pick up Kobe White. So Zion goes to the Suns, the Knicks gets RJ, we get Jay, and there is your top 5. The Stars pick up Jackson Hayes. So Steven Adams and Jackson Hayes are definitely going to have some battling coming up. And I think we kind of lucked out and were able to trade for one of the better talents in this draft. I've seen him go number 1 overall before over Zion, so I think it's somebody that we got at number 4 for a steal. I only had to give up a second round pick to get him, and definitely somebody that I want to keep on our team. So I'm going to sign all the rookies. As you can see, they all sound pretty decent deals, fairly cheap. Cheaper than the $25 million that Batum was wanting. And then I think Horton Tucker and Jay are going to be one of our better options in year 1. And then Bol is definitely going to be good. Isaiah Roby is going to take a little bit of time, and Shamari Pons is going to take a little bit of time, but they can kind of develop in the G League and be okay. So I kind of want to go through and Semi Ojale, it looks like he's pretty decent at the swing forward spot. I think I'm going to keep him and let Royce O'Neal go. Ryan Anderson, that's just too much money. I'm definitely going to decline that at $21 million. He was somebody that I thought I could trade. I guess not. But I'm going to go ahead and let him go. Jamari Jones, 24. He's 71 overall. He's only 1.82 million, but I think I can pick up somebody a little bit better because we already have Isaiah Roby and Chris Botcher. I'm going to let him go as well, and Jordan McRae. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep Semi. He's going to be the one that we kind of hold on to. It looks like Kyrie is going to jump into the pool as well, and it's going to be interesting as Kevin Durant's going to be there as well. So we're going to go to the qualifying offers. I have nothing. We're going to go ahead and jump into free agency and see. Well, let's first look at our roster, see what we got. It's for some reason still saying the Hornets. There we go. We got Jay, we got Milton, Shamari Pons. So definitely we're going to be looking at someone there that can kind of jump into the point guard position and maybe take over Milton's spot and still provide a good backup as Shamari Pons takes a little bit of time. Shooting guard is definitely going to be a position that we want to address and kind of give Horton Tucker some time to come off the bench. It looks like Semi is going to be our starter, so definitely swing forward, or small forward is going to be a position that we look at as well, as same as power forward. As you can see, our team is not very loaded, so we are going to go ahead and jump in here and see what we can't find. So looks like Kevin Durant. Let's look at his offers. 76ers, the Warriors, the Nets, the Pacers, the Knicks. Looks like everybody's kind of giving him a max deal. I'm not even going to try. Let's look at Kyrie Irving, the Celtics, and the Stars. Oh man, so if he would go to Nashville, that would be somebody that we would have to look at. But he's only getting a 3-year deal. Celtics are giving him $40 million more dollars, and might go back to the Celtics. So let's look at affordable people. Derrick Rose. I just don't think with everything that we have going on, the Bulls and the Timberwolves, if I could get him at a 1 year, $2.65 million, I would definitely give it to him. But I don't think he's going to be okay with that. Collison, Ricky Rubio. I'm looking for somebody that's going to play a backup role. I think Isaiah Thomas is somebody that's going to kind of look at, especially with all the badges he has, the 19 badges. He's a playmaker. He's definitely somebody that can train and work with Jay. And then Rajon Rondo has 15 badges. I'm looking for somebody that's cheap, somebody that can kind of come in and train up Jay, because I don't think there's going to be kind of anybody that overtakes him. So I am going to go ahead and offer Isaiah Thomas. I like the 5'9". I think he's going to be somebody that can kind of come in for cheaper than what anybody else is going to offer him. I'm going to give him a team option because I really don't see us keeping him past 2 years. I might not even see us keeping him past 1, but let's go ahead and offer him that. Klay Thompson's out there as well. No one's really offered him yet. We don't have a lot. I would have to give him a gigantic deal. So Jay and Klay. You know what? Let's give him a $3 million deal at 95. Just because I like the fact of Jay and Klay. Let's do a no trade clause because it's Klay Thompson. I don't think we're going to be end up trying to get rid of this guy. Let's go ahead and offer him that as well. I know he might not be affordable, but I think he's somebody that we can definitely look at. Dwayne Wade, still asking for $16 million. The Heat try and pick him up for 2 more years. I'm going to go ahead and let them just have him. Danny Green's going to be somebody that I look at if we don't get Klay. You know, coming in, he's going to be a good guy to kind of hold down that spot. Reggie Bullock, another good shooting guard, but I don't want to go ahead and use up 2 signings out of the 3 on shooting guards. We have Kelly Oubre. He's asking $15 million. I think that's just too much. Carmelo's asking 11. That's just too much. Lance Stevenson's asking 5. I think that's going to be somebody we look at on day 2. He don't have any offers right now, and Simi's the only one that we have. So I think that's going to be somebody we kind of look at. And then we're going to go ahead and jump in. Let's see, Julius Randle, the Nuggets, Jazz, and Bucks. Huge contracts. I just don't want to give out that much money, especially if we're going after Klay. But I think power forward's definitely going to be a spot that we need to look at. Jabari, I mean, it's just too much money for us to give him. I know he's young. He's 24, 80 overall. It would almost make us a playoff contender, but I want to be able to develop. I don't want to take a lot of superstars very young. Markieff Morris is definitely somebody I'm going to look at. $6 million a year. He's got 7 badges. He's a little bit older, so maybe only a 2-year deal. But somebody that we can look at. Alex Pretheris, I've used him quite a bit. Again, he's one of my favorite Kentucky players, but he's really good at defense. He's really good at rebounding, and I think that's something that we really need, especially if Klay takes this. I mean, we only got a cap room of 20 mil. So let's go ahead and offer him at 2. Well, oops. Let's go 2 years, $7.99 and see what happens. So it looks like Klay Thompson has accepted our offer, and that is awesome. So Isaiah Thomas, Klay Thompson, and Alex all signed their offers. I just can't believe we got Klay. I mean, that's just really awesome. It makes it makes the Golden State Warriors a lot weaker, and we're going to have to deal with them. So I'm really excited about this. I think we're just going to go ahead and get into free agency so I can kind of see where my cap room is. There's really not anybody else that we are really going to look at. It looks like the Knicks are going after DeMarcus Cousins. Um, so that'd be a good consolation prize. And D'Angelo Russell, it looks like the Nets are going to keep on to him. And then Willie Cauley-Stein, if I hadn't picked up Adams, he might be somebody we looked at, but Adams, I believe, is going to be a good player. I'm just going to go ahead and simulate and jump into the actual free agency so that I can get some of these guys gone. Kevin Durant, the Pacers are still the only team out there right now. I'm surprised that he hasn't signed already. But if he goes to the Pacers, that's good. He's out of the Western Conference. We don't have to deal with them very much. And then Julius Randle, he hasn't signed either. So the Magic, Jazz, Knicks, and Stars, again, I really would not like to see him at the Stars, but it is what it is, and if we have to see him, we'll have to see him. So let's go ahead and look again at our roster to kind of see where everything's at. I think Melton's somebody that we can look to trade, and I say that because I picked up Isaiah Thomas. I really don't think Milton is going to provide us with that great of an option, and it looks like they're just going to make me cut him. I want to be able to pick up more people, and I don't think Milton's going to be that great. And Shamari Pawns is the same age. I can kind of go ahead and develop him, and then it allows Jay to have a good backup in his Isaiah. So Klay Thompson is being backed up with Tyler Horton Tucker. I'm going to pick somebody else and kind of give Horton some time as well as Klay gets settled in. Small forward is definitely going to be something that we look at. Just get another quality player because I think Paschal is going to be good, but I think he's going to take some time to develop as well. Prethorus, it looks like he's starting right now. So power forward is definitely going to be a spot that we need to look at, and then center as a backup as well. So let's go ahead and jump into free agency. Shooting guard, I want to just pick up somebody pretty cheap, but also good. Kyle Korver has 9 badges, but he's slow, guys. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't go ahead and retire. He's just not somebody that I use very often. He would literally sit on the bench and just be used for his badges. And then it would be just better to go ahead and get JJ Redick that way as well. He's just too much money. So I know somebody that I had used before that I have had really good success with. Jody Meeks, I like him too. He's just really slow. And he's somebody that I can develop. So I'm going to go ahead and offer Andrew Harrison, another Kentucky player. It's just, he's really, the way my shooting is and the way that I adapt to shooting, he plays really well with the way I do it. So I think a 1 + 1 7.95 would be great for him. If he doesn't take it, he's really going to kind of just be sitting in free agency and not be picked up. So we're going to look for a small forward as well, as we only have a 72 overall starting. I don't know if I can give $15 million for Kelly Oubre. It looks like a 3-year deal for 47. I mean, it would literally like keep us with $3 million. I just think that's just too much, especially when we have so many holes still left open. So we're gonna look down through here, and Shabazz Muhammad, he's somebody that I really want to look at. I've used him a little bit before. I know Lance Stevenson's still on here. Shabazz is 26. Lance is 28. Lance would give us, he's 5 million. Let's see here. Shabazz is 5.11. So I think I'm going to go ahead and offer Lance Stevenson. I think he's somebody that we can go ahead and maybe just get for a year, and be able to kind of develop behind him and see what happens next year in the draft. So I'm going to give him a 1-year deal as well. Let's see here. Derek Favors still hasn't gotten picked up anybody. I really wish I could just pick him up, but that's just a lot of money again. And I don't want to. I want to be able to build through drafting, not just free agency. So I'm going to go ahead and look down through here. Trey Lyles. I just don't want to pick up more Kentucky players. Rondé Hollis Jefferson. He's a restricted free agent. I don't think he's somebody that we could pick up. Markeith Morris is pretty good. Michael Beasley. How far are you falling, man? Second round or second pick overall. Looks like he's provided pretty decent numbers last year. I just don't know, especially, I can give him a minimum, and that kind of makes it a little bit better. And it just don't look like there's very much more. Jonas Jarinko, he's pretty good. And Wayne Gabriel, another Kentucky player. I just don't want to keep picking them up. So we are going to offer Michael Beasley a minimum contract for a year. If he can give us 13 points, that would be great. And then our center, we need a backup center, somebody that we can kind of keep behind Steven Adams and know that when he comes in, we can get a lot of production out of them. Nerlens Noel, my only issue with him, he's $11 million. My thing with him is that he's just really injury prone. He'll be out for a couple months in the season, and I just don't think I can do that. And then Greg Monroe, definitely somebody I'm looking at. 76 overall, looks like he's $8 million. And then Robin Lopez, I'm only going to give these guys a year at best. And then Joakim ain't too bad either. Dakari's up to 75. Tyson Chandler, again, I think this guy would be really good for us. He's very cheap. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Tyson Chandler, guys. Let me know what y'all think about that. I know there's a lot of different centers, backup centers there, but let me know what y'all think, because we're kind of getting a lot of good guys on minimum contracts, and I think that's just kind of where we need to be. And it seems like everybody's kind of getting filled out into their roles now. Looks like Beasley can actually start for us. And we're going to just kind of go through. I think we've already kind of looked at the agents that we want. As Tyson Chandler signs. Again, Damian Jones, we had that trade exception. I'm not going to let that go. That's only 900,000, less than $1 million. So I'm just going to keep on to him. And looks like Lance Stevenson has decided to sign with the Pacers. So we need to go back to small forwards and look and see what we got. If I could give Carmelo a 1-year deal and him not be offended at a $5 million deal offer, he would definitely be somebody I'm looking at, but he might be somebody that might get super offended by it. A lot of the older stars think they're still worth a lot of money, so let's go ahead. Yep, I didn't think so. He just declined it. Davos Cephalosha, again, $3 million, not too bad. Gerald Green, Jake Layman. Let's see here, guys, because I'm not too sad with us keeping on to oh no, he's dropped below $5 million for a 1-year deal. Let's go ahead and give him that right there. I think that Shabazz was definitely our second offer, and he signs. So I think we're done in free agency. It seems like our team kind of filled out pretty well, and I don't just have to draft players, which is great. Um, I can just pick the players that I really think will fit our team. It looks like Klay Thompson is definitely going to be our superstar that we go through. Um, and then Steven Adams is another player. And then we have Jay, which is going to be awesome. A lot of good set talent right through here for the next 2 or 3 years. And then Isaiah backing him up. You know, Alex is definitely somebody that we can look at. He's 25 and he's one of our better players already, so he might be starting. And then Tyson Chandler is a backup. Simi is a backup. Michael Beasley is a backup. He's declining in age. Or it might be the marijuana. We don't know. Everybody got so mad at him about the marijuana, and then Florida made it legal. So talk about somebody's career going down the toilet for nothing. Shabazz is definitely somebody that we can look at with Simi. They're going to be battling it out for the starting role. Bol is going to take us some time, but he can also provide some minutes. Andrew Harrison, he can give a shooting guard aspect or a point guard aspect. Eric's going to take a little bit. Talon's going to take a little bit. Isaiah's going to take a little bit, and so is Shamari. So I don't think I'm going to jump too much into the summer league. It looks like Jay, Andrew, Simi, Isaiah, Bol. I just want to go ahead and get to next year's. So let's go ahead and see where the All-Star City selection is going to be at. And kind of see what happens from there. Like I said, I just don't want to. The summer league, you know, I might play it next year to kind of see where we're at. It looks like Philadelphia is going to be the All-Star City. We were hoping Anchorage was going to be that. We're going to auto-generate the rookies for next year. I don't think any of our teams, since we're brand new, is going to be in the 2K Hoop Summit, so I'm just going to go ahead and go on past that. Training camps, I'm going to go to Untapped Potential for Jay, and that will make him an A+. I think that's the best option for us. And then I'm going to do Untapped Potential as well on, let's see here, Shamari, Isaiah, Bol's 19. I think I'm going to go with him. He's an A- as well. And then we will go ahead and get into next season. So we have started next season. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We really kind of built our roster. And it's going to be something that we can kind of build on for the future. We have a lot of veterans, but we have a lot of young talent as well. So Klay, 29, we give him 3 years. I think he's going to be somebody that can just kind of put us over the top on some of these. You know, Talon Horton, we got in the later second round. It looks like he's going to be into the G League for a little bit. Either him or Shamari, so he might be in, but he might not be as prominent at first. Then we got Eric Paschal, Shabazz, Simi, Alex, Michael, Roby, Bol, Tyson Chandler, and Steven Adams. I think this is going to be a great series. I think it's definitely going to be something that we can build on and continue to look at and work with until 2020 comes out. So looks like the Stars and us have the top picks next year by the mock, and then we will get into some things next before we get into our first game. Thank you guys as always for being here, and I hope that y'all have a great day, and we will continue our Lumberjacks series next video. So hope you guys like, subscribe, leave below. Let me know what y'all think of the team, of the placement, of the big star signing with Klay Thompson and Jay being drafted and traded, and then as well as us trading for Steven Adams. Let me know what y'all think of our roster. Is it pretty good? Did I mess up? Do I need to go back and get some more people? I just think we got some really good, easy contracts to deal with and to work with, and I think it's going to be a great season. So you guys have a great day, and I hope you will join me next time as we continue down the road that is Anchorage Lumberjacks. Y'all have a great day.